So I wasn't originally going to talk about this, but since Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended, I now feel compelled. So Whoopi Goldberg has been suspended from The View for alleged remarks, insensitive remarks about the Holocaust, where she said that the Holocaust was not about race, and she was calling it white on white crime, blah, blah, blah. She has apologized for those remarks, and despite her apology, she has been suspended from The View, I guess, for 2 weeks, is what I read. I don't know if that's true. Um, all right, I'm gonna drop some truth bombs here. Um, Whoopi Goldberg is no saint. In fact, Whoopi Goldberg is kind of a moron, and she said some really offensive, stupid shit in the past. Mountains worse than this. So I'm no fan of Whoopi Goldberg. I think she's an abominable human being, in fact, for some of the dumb shit she has said, including victim blaming women for sexting people, taking nudes of themselves, and then the guy takes revenge porn and releases on the internet. She actually victim blamed women for doing this, and she was not suspended for that. However, she was suspended for these remarks about the Holocaust. Guess what? She should not have been suspended for this. She should have been suspended for a lot of the dumb, awful, horrible things that she has said in the past. So should Meghan McCain should have been suspended. So should have that dumb bitch, that right wing hick bitch that came before her that now works for Fox News. I forgot her name. I don't care. All of these people have made horrible racist remarks, awful things, and they never got suspended. But Whoopi Goldberg says that the Holocaust wasn't about race. It was about man's inhumanity to man, and she gets suspended for that because some triggered, hypersensitive SJWs start crying hysterically over it. Okay, I got news for you. For the people who don't understand this, Judaism is not a race. Okay, it is a religion. I know there are people that try to say that Jewish people are an ethnicity. And I've even encountered people who said that Jewish people are a race. No, they are not. You can be black and Jewish. You can be Indian and Jewish. Okay, these are different races. These are different ethnicities. It is a religion. Okay, now, was the Holocaust about race? Sort of, because we can then say that race is a social construct, and the way that the Nazis interacted with Jews was not as a group of religious people. In other words, a Jewish person could not renounce their Judaism, their religion, and then say, "Okay, look, I'm not Jewish anymore. Don't throw me in an internment camp. Don't kill me." They couldn't do that. They forced them to wear armbands because they could not physically discern a white Jewish person from any other white German person. So, yes, she was correct by saying it was white on white crime, which is important to say because a lot of white racists in America try to lambaste black people by asserting that there's tremendous amounts of black on black crime, implying that black people are uncivilized and inherently violent, both of which are complete nonsense and projections of their own violent, abhorrent tendencies. So it is important to point out that there has been white on white crime in history, and the Holocaust is quite emblematic of this concept. Yes, white people have engaged in systemic genocide against other white people. Now, could she have articulated her points better? Of course she could have. She could have made a point about how, yes, the Nazis were the ones who es- essentially defined Judaism as a race, but that's wrong. Okay, we need to move away from that. Now, the people who still cling to this idea that Judaism was a race or an ethnicity are Zionists. Zionists are the ones who push this the most. Okay, now the reason why they want to push Judaism as an ethnicity or Jewish people as an ethnicity is because they want non religious people to be in support of Israel. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't come down to anything else. They don't care about anything else. And one of the biggest pieces of proof for this is that they don't consider Messianic Jews or Jews for Jesus to be Jews. right? If they were an ethnicity, why aren't they Jews? Israel doesn't consider them to be Jews. Maybe they changed the law now, but at least in the past, and as far as I know, still, Jews for Jesus or Messianic Jews are not entitled under the law of return to return to Israel and be granted automatic citizenship. Because so why don't they consider them to be Jews? Because Messianic Jews or Jews for Jesus typically try to convert Jews to Christianity, and Jews reject Jesus as the Messiah. That's like kind of important to them. That's the reason why they aren't Christian, right? If they accepted Jesus as the Messiah, the Son of God, they'd be Christians, right? So the fact that they cling to this religion, the Old Testament, is because they reject that, and so they see a inherent, innate conflict with Christianity, and specifically Jews who became Christians, um, because they specifically try to convert Jews to Christianity. So clearly, even according to Israel's standards, even according to Israel's um, rhetoric and their laws, they are inherently contradictory. They don't even believe Jews are an ethnicity. How can it? Because there's black Jews and Indian Jews. Because they want it's unbelievably racist, right? Because Israel is a white supremacist state. It's a white nationalist state. Okay, you're never gonna see a black Jew become president of Israel. I got news for you, or prime minister, or whatever the fuck they call it. Okay, it is always going to be a white guy. Okay, it's unbelievably sexist state, by the way. The amount of domestic violence that happens in Jewish families and in Israel is one of those things that is ubiquitous but never talked about. But I digress. Um, yeah, you're never going to see a black person become president of Israel. They want to equate Jew with white, which, by the way, makes no fucking sense when they want to keep on claiming that Jews originally came from um, Palestine. Uh, Palestine's in the Middle East. How did you transform from brown to white? That doesn't make any sense. That's bullshit. You have a bunch of white guys living in Europe who came from Europe who are trying to say that they came from the Middle East. What? You magically transform from brown to white? And they always want to talk about it, like, and the genetic studies is the thing they love talking about the most. Oh, the genetic studies. Oh, guess what? I got news for you. The only thing that white male Jews have in common with Middle Easterners is a specific mutated allele on only the Y chromosome. That's it. That's all they have in common with them. Nothing more. And it's not even carried on the X chromosome, meaning that female white Jews have absolutely nothing in common genetically with Middle Easterners at all. This, if you know anything about Jewish tradition, is an inherent contradiction. Okay, because they are always talking about how insular, and they're proud of that, how insular they are. You know, Jews don't marry outside of their faith. They don't marry outside of their faith. They stay in the family. Oh, really? Then how do you explain this contradiction about white female Jews not having any genetic connection to the Middle East? Oh, well, when they left Israel hundreds of thousands of years ago, there was only men, and then they took white wives. Oh, so you're telling me a group of migrants, brown guys coming out of the Middle East, very small group, maybe 100 or less, took a bunch of white wives during a time when there would be tremendous xenophobia, but they were just like, hey, look, white bitches, let's take them along. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. You're trying to tell me that during that one specific period of time, they decided to take white women and marry outside of their faith, and then they immediately reversed that position, and they started fucking only Jewish women after they had brought in the white bitches. And then they naturally evolved to be white from only fucking the white bitches because they love that white pussy. Yeah, get the fuck out of here. That makes no fucking sense. In ancient times, yeah, I'm sure those white fathers were more than happy to give their precious white daughters away to a bunch of brown guys from the fucking Middle East who are looking for white women to prey upon. Get the fuck out of here. Look at modern times. In any migrating community, look at migrants. They always take their women with them. They always take their families with them. They don't leave without them. They wouldn't leave without them. That doesn't make any sense. Holy shit. You know, it's so disappointing that so few people talk about this and point out this inherent but obvious contradiction. So I guess I have to be the one to do it. So there's a little history lesson for you. White Jews actually do not come from the Middle East. That's bullshit. Okay, they come from fucking Europe. They're not from the Middle East. So when we're talking about Jewishness, the people who want to say it is a race or an ethnicity, that's actually fucking Nazi science. That's Nazi science, dudes. You're regurgitating the same fucking arguments that Nazis did because the Nazis did not interact with Jews as a religion. They interacted with Jews as a race. And being Jewish was an indelible characteristic innate to these people, according to the Nazis. Okay? Not according to anyone else, just the Nazis. Okay, you don't have to be Jewish if you don't want to be. You can renounce your Jewishness and just say, I'm not Jewish anymore. I'm a human being. The only ones who want Jews to have an indelible characteristic about them that has no physicality whatsoever are Nazis and Zionists. Maybe you're noticing some parallels between Nazis and Zionists, okay, because there's a lot. Okay, so in conclusion, Whoopi Goldberg is a fucking moron for a lot of reasons, okay? But not for this. At best, the remark wasn't really well worded, but I kind of got her point. She's kind of a stupid person, but she shouldn't have apologized. She should have talked to someone like me, or she should have talked to me, and I would have guided her and told her, don't apologize, because if you apologize, they're gonna run you over, because that is what they always do. Okay, if you are not wrong, do not apologize. And at best, she was slightly misguided or inaccurate, but she wasn't wrong. Her point about the Holocaust being white on white crime is exactamundo, dude. And that is a counter to all the racists who try to point out that black on black crime is out of control because black people are just a bunch of savage monkeys that are inherently violent. So fuck ABC, fuck the president who I looked her up, like it's a woman, a black woman. Geez, holy shit. If you're trying to push people away from the left, this is the perfect way to do it. Because people get sick of it. They get sick of being tone policed constantly. You can't ever even you can't ever go out of step with what the I don't even know how to explain because I want to say political correctness. And yes, it is political correctness, but this is also in large part due to the Zionist lobby. A bunch of rich Jews who are highly in favor for Israel are they are influencing this decision as they do American politics. Okay? And I got news for you. Judaism is not a good religion. It's not a good religion. It's fairy tales for adults. Okay? Yahweh is not real. That's a fairy tale. And it is a racist religion that espouses that Jews are God's chosen people. What's the rest of us? Chop liver? I want to be the chosen one. I want to be the chosen people. Why do Jews get to be the chosen people but not me? Not anyone else? Fuck that. That's not right. And guess what? More people should be pointing that out. Okay? Judaism doesn't get special privilege just because of the Holocaust. It should be treated just like any other stupid fairy tale for adults like Christianity or Islam. Okay? It's bullshit. It's bullshit and it causes real harm when there is a tremendous lobby from Jews and other Zionists who aren't even Jews to throw tons of money, billions of dollars in military aid to Israel every year. Okay? And we need to be able to communicate this. Okay? Because we have freedom of speech in this country. And when there's wrongness being committed, like in Israel, where it's a fucking apartheid state where they're oppressing Palestinians who were living there. Okay? White people from Europe, Jewish white people from Europe, got lots of money and guns from other white people, then invaded Palestine, killed everyone, forced other people to move out, and then kept the rest as basically slaves in like an open air prison in Gaza. That's what that is. And now we have to respect Israel when it is literally a case of modern European colonialism, when it is a case of a genocidal, aggressive maniac conquering territory by killing people and annexing territory. I'm supposed to respect that? Fuck no. I'm supposed to respect a racist religion? Fuck no. I'm supposed to be deluded by a bunch of lying scumbag racists that Jewish people is an ethnicity when there's black Jews and Indian Jews? Fuck no. I'm not going to accept that. Okay? Zionism is racist, Judaism is racist. And Whoopi Goldberg, she's a moron and an idiot that has said awful things, but not this time. And she should have been suspended a long time ago, along with Meghan McCain, along with that racist bitch that came before her, for all the racist crap that they have said. But not for this. All right, I'm out.